Stewie Griffin. He debuts as a little villain who is ready to kill his mother, but with time, he becomes a funny, mischievous genius who loves to mess around with Brian. And in this video, we've listed some of his worst antics, such as moments when Stewie Griffin deserved jail time. In the episode Stewie Goes for a Drive, Brian, the family dog, went to pick up Stewie from his playdate. When they arrived home, Stewie enjoyed listening to Underwood's song Before He Cheats and decided to finish singing along in the car.
I slashed a hole in all 4 tires.
But here was what went wrong, and things took an interesting turn when Stewie accidentally knocked the gear shift, causing the car to move forward. Instead of pulling himself back and being hesitant, Stewie decided to test his driving skills to the extent that he took the car on a joyride. Unfortunately, his adventure came to an end with a horrible accident as he crashed the car into a lamppost.
Oh my god, I'm in so much trouble.
Instead of owning up to it, Stewie drove the car home and waited for Brian to notice. And when Brian finally noticed, Stewie simply ran away. Next is our second pick from the episode Stewie Kills Lois and Lois Kills Stewie. So here's how it began. When Lois and Peter went on a cruise without him, Stewie finally got a chance to act on his long-standing desire to kill his mom.
Well, no longer. Lois is a dead woman.
Armed with machine guns, he took a speedboat to the cruise ship and shot his mom dead. And unfortunately, the blame was held on Peter for killing Lois. But then came an interesting turn. Lois came alive, yes, alive, and revealed that Peter did not kill her, but Stewie did.
It was Stewie!
Chaos, right? And it didn't end here, as when Stewie was uncontrolled, Lois decided to stop him, ultimately killing him. Nevertheless, it's later revealed that the entire scenario was just a plan in Stewie's mind, which helped him realize that he did not want to kill his mom. That was insanely crazy. The aftermath of killing Lois was followed by yet another dangerous simulation. In this scene, Stewie's character hit yet another low. In the episode Love Black Cherie, when Stewie returns to Griffin House, he demands Lois to make him good.
All right, Lois, I'm hungry. Take those breasts out.
Things escalated when Cleveland walked in, but only to be killed by Stewie. Instead of facing consequences, Stewie hid Cleveland's body. Although it was part of the same storyline as discussed above, it showed how evil this funky kid could be. And the lawless Stewie did not stop there. In the episode The Hand That Rocks the Wheelchair, the evil baby did something that many could not have anticipated. In another burst of madness, Stewie began to doubt his sharpness after a failed attempt to confront a bully at the playground. To resolve this, he conducted an experiment to enhance his darker side.
So I built a concentrated neural enhancement device designed to boost my evil side.
Rather than making himself more sinister, though, he unknowingly cloned a version of himself that was utterly focused on demolition. This evil Stewie was ceaseless. He sliced off Brian's tail, fed it to the unmodified Stewie, and even killed a woman to rob her car. Over time, Brian decided to take matters into his own hands and murdered the clone.
Nice job, man. Wow.
Although this chaos wasn't Stewie's aim, it remained one of his most devastating moments. And what makes Stewie rude, awful, and deserves to be in jail? His behavior toward Lady Mother Teresa. In Peter's Two Dads, Mother Teresa, the Catholic saint known for helping the poor, overdosed in his car, and instead of helping her, Stewie left her to die in front of the hospital. Yes, in front of the hospital. Even though others in the car begged him to save her, Stewie remains cold-hearted.
Push her out.
We can't leave her alone.
Push the bitch out!
Well, in his defense, Mother Teresa was no saint either, but let's just be honest. No one deserves to die in front of a place where their life could be saved. That's harsh, right? And Mother Teresa wasn't the only one he left dying. In the episode Send in Stewie Please, there was a similar encounter when Stewie left his therapist dying. In this episode, the story was focused on Stewie's sessions with a child psychologist, Dr. Pritchfield. During their time together, Stewie opened up about his insecurities with the doctor and shared the complexities of his character.
I don't want to be like them. Like any other zero in this miserable town. Like my family.
Nevertheless, when the session ended, the doctor suffered a heart attack, and guess what? Stewie did not do anything, as he was scared that his secrets might be leaked by the doctor. While Stewie had a history of causing harm, these two incidents were absolute shockers, like how he was willing to kill people for nothing. Oh, and here is another harsh interaction of Stewie with a person who was nothing but sweet and friendly. In the episode Chitty Chitty Death Bang, Stewie's first birthday sparked a naive and irrational fear. He thought that a doctor could return him to his mother's womb. What a fear, we must say. Anyway, to escape that fear, Stewie flew to the airport where he met a kind-hearted security guard. The guard, staying true to his kind nature, advised Stewie to confront his fears, as avoiding them would only bring sadness and depression. Instead of being grateful, Stewie freezes the guard in carbonite.
10 years in frozen carbonite!
Although mild by Stewie's standards, it's still a shocking response to kindness. Imagine beating someone just because of a meaningless bet. In the episode Where's My Money, Stewie showed his real and dark side after turning into a bookie and a loss to Brian in a $50 bet. Now the sadistic side of Stewie came up. He crossed the limits of humanity to get his money and beat Brian to death, breaking his leg, smashing glass in his eyes, and letting him die with fire. This scene shone out as a violent example of Stewie's vicious character.
Don't make a fool out of me! I want my money!
And if this wasn't enough, this was what Stewie did next. After Peter brought home a new dog named New Brian in the episode Dog Gone, Stewie found himself disliking the new addition to the family. Things peaked when Stewie demonstrated himself as a barbaric person again, after learning the truth that New Brian exploited his favorite teddy bear Rupert. Stewie, in response, chopped New Brian and made him rest in the trash.
And now every time you're sleeping with him, he's gonna be thinking of me.
This disturbing incident showed the capacity of Stewie for violence, even against animals. And how can we forget when Stewie tortured Jeremy for nothing? So here is the story. In the episode 8 Simple Rules for Buying My Teenage Daughter, Stewie knew he had feelings for his baby sister Ladane. But things turned dark when he found out that Ladane had a boyfriend named Jeremy. Instead of controlling his feelings, like many people do, Stewie did something that was of course expected. He broke into Jeremy's house, attacked him with an iron wire, and locked him in the trunk of Brain's car. Stewie's over-the-top plan did not even work as he failed to win Ladane. Meanwhile, poor Jeremy was left abandoned just because of loving Ladane. So this was yet another moment which left Stewie's character with an extra dose of questionable judgment. Last but not the least, in the Family Guy episode Hannah Banana, Stewie showed both his cute and evil sides. Stewie needed tickets to go to a Hannah Montana concert, and there was only Brian who could have helped him. But when Brian refused, Stewie showed his real side. This little monster found all 8 of Brian's siblings and threatened Brian to hurt them unless he helped.
Are you gonna help me get those Hannah Montana tickets?
Things get extreme when one sibling meets a grim fate, leaving Brian with 7 siblings and Stewie with his concert tickets. So, there we have it. We have listed all the stone-haste moments of this little kid from the Griffin family when he truly deserves jail time. His actions, like stealing cars and committing murders, made him the remarkable character of Family Guy. Stewie's dark character had the power to make the show whimsical, however. The audience may have hated him for his brutal moments. Anyway, Stewie was undoubtedly a showmaker, and if we have missed anything, keep up the conversation going in the comment box. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as your support helps us grow. Thanks for reading. Until next time, take care and don't be like Stewie Griffin.